Welcome back to the Taiwan Outlook. I'm your host, Wu Ruiguo. In this segment, we will continue our conversation with Dr. Paul Lin, Bao-Shuh, who was the former Director General of the Information and Communications Research Laboratory at ITRI here in Taiwan. Dr. Lin, you were at one time as the former Director General of the Information and Communications Research Laboratories. And of course, in that capacity, you were an important participant in the formulation of a government policy in this area. How do you, at the time, try to coordinate with the different agencies and different government perspectives and try to develop a cohesive and coherent government policy on the development of telecommunication industry?
Okay, I think it's a very good question. In Taiwan, or in the National Science Council,
yes,
and Science and Technology Advisory Group, under their guidance, there is a science and technology program called National Telecommunication Program.
Okay.
And under this National Telecommunication Science and Technology Program, it coordinates industry leader,
yes,
and government officer, academia professors,
yes,
and research institute.
Okay.
Through the coordination, it come out with the consensus,
yes,
in terms of the technology program, and in terms of the promotion program,
yes,
and in terms of the industry development program. So it's goes through a iteration process. In Taiwan, in Chinese we call 产官学研.
Yes, everybody coming together.
They're coming together.
Yes.
And through the Committee of Industry Development for Telecommunication, there is a committee called COCID, stand for Committee of Communication Industry Development.
Yes.
It meet half a year,
Twice a year.
Twice a year.
Yes.
So through this committee, we bring the 产官学研 leader together to come out with the
government policy. Yes. And what were some of the major programs that you can remember that you helped to launch in our government's efforts to develop the telecommunication industry?
I think two major programs.
Please.
In the 1997,
yes,
when the first national telecom program formed, it target wireless communication and also fiber to the X program.
Oh, okay.
Right. And wireless communication at that time, the industry almost zero.
Yes.
Or 100 or 10 billion NT. And okay, it target to 150 billion in year 2000. But it reached 500 million in year 2000.
Okay.
So it exceeded the original target.
Okay, exceeded original expectations.
Yes.
Yes.
At that time, the wireless communication almost related to the local area network called LAN,
yes,
Wi-Fi.
Yes.
So for the next phase, it focused more in the mobile handset.
Okay.
When you switch from LAN to mobile handset,
yes,
it's a big challenge.
Of course.
Because one is static, and mobile handset is mobile.
Yes.
So it's involved in the speed.
And also the continuation, the stability,
yes,
of the signal.
Yes. The second phase of National Telecom Program target from 150 billion to 1500 to 500 billion.
Okay.
And actually, it reached 700 billion. But if you include the chipset of telecommunication, totally it's more than it totally is 1,000 billion NT.
Okay.
For the year of 2008.
Okay.
But 2009 is a setback year.
Because?
Because of the economic downturn.
Okay.
But the position, the ranking of Taiwan telecommunication industry from the manufacturer point of view,
yes,
it increased from position 12 to position 7.
Yes.
Because when the downturn, we are not so bad.
Okay, yes.
Somebody else,
other parts of the world, yes.
Worse than we are. Particularly the country like Sweden and Nokia.
Yes, yes.
They drop out from the ranking.
Yes, okay. Yeah. And also, Dr. Lin, you mentioned earlier that for the government to develop a government stated policy, in telecommunication, you need to get not just government officials, but also academics, professors, but also the industry people, will need to be a part of it as well. What were some of the issues or concerns that in the development of this, mobile Taiwan technology that you have heard, that you have received from the industry? Was it regarding the cost of the infrastructure? Was it regarding the level of fees they're able to charge in the future? Well, those are the issues that often come up in the formulation of government policy.
I think it's a very tough question to answer, because it involves so many parties, as you indicate.
Yes.
And also it including the telecom operator.
Yes.
And the telecom manufacturer. Our telecom manufacturer, normally, they don't rely on the procurement of local telecom operator.
No.
Because it's too small.
Yes.
The market of capital expenses of telecommunication operator in Taiwan are relatively small. And for example, the revenue of telecom operator for the domestic market is only about 370 billion.
Okay.
But Taiwan manufacturer produce 100 billion NT for the hardware part.
Okay.
So domestic market, the capital expenses normally is about 10%, less than 10% of the revenue of total telecom operator. Okay, so if you count that, it's only 37 billion for the capital expenses. So the manufacturer part exceed for the domestic capital expenses probably 30 times more.
Oh, okay. All right.
So you had to rely on the international market. So Taiwan, for the past, even right now, the majority of the manufacturer revenue come from OEM, ODM.
Okay.
You have no brand name at all.
No. That's true.
Recently, start to have some brand name, such as Acer,
Yes.
HTC,
Yes.
and BenQ.
Yes. They'll come up with
brand name.
their own products.
They consider it's more value added
Yes.
to the product. So there are so many parties involved in the telecom industry,
Yes.
such as TIMA, Taiwan Electronic and Electric
Yes. Association.
Manufacturer Association.
Yes.
And also they have a Telecommunication Industrial Association.
Yes.
In Chinese it's called 电信协会.
Yes.
Taiwan Telecom Association. It's consists of the telecom operator.
Yes.
Operator is more in the service part.
Yes.
And TIMA is more in the manufacturer part.
Yes. Yeah. And Dr. Lin, you mentioned earlier that we are now in the transitional stage, going from mobile Taiwan into intelligent Taiwan. And what would be, in your opinion, what would be the efforts that are needed to make the application of mobile technology more into the users' home or offices or wherever they are, what would be the steps, the necessary steps that you foresee to be, to help us cross over into intelligence Taiwan? Okay.
I think there are several things we have to think differently.
Okay.
In the telecommunication industry for the past, Taiwan more focused in the hardware or in the system manufacture. But right now, since it's more moved to the
application,
consumer and application part, so we have to focus more in the software and system integration development.
Okay. So that will be the focus of government policy in the next few years.
Yes,
the
for
software development.
Software development is for the telecommunication.
Okay, good. All right, and Dr. Lin, we're going to take another short break on our program. We'll be right back to Taiwan Outlook, and we'll continue this conversation with Dr. Paul Lin, Bao-Shuh, who was the former Director General of the Information and Communications Research Laboratory here at ITRA here in Taiwan. We'll be back shortly.